Hi, it's Dr. Amanda from StraightSmile Solutions. Today is April the 9th, 2020, and I'm here today with more tricks and tips for you on how to get through this next month or two of the COVID crisis as a dentist. And first of all, I've been obsessively on webinars, on networking events, just really trying to grasp what everyone is doing, get the pulse of what's going on state by state, country by country, and just trying to grab tricks and tips to help you out right now. And I think right now we're kind of in the 5 stages of grief, and we're starting to come out of it. I'm starting to see positive things happening. I know in my own state, the incidence of disease is going significantly down. Recovery should be coming very shortly. I know every state's different, but I just want to give you all a pep talk that remember, no one else, if you're a dentist, there's no one else who can do what you do. You have to go to school for that. And it isn't easily something that somebody can get anywhere else. You know, if you're a restaurant, yeah, I can go to the grocery store instead and cook a meal. I don't have to go to a restaurant, but I have to get my dentistry done. And there's not too many, at-home options for that. So this is something, if patients have work that needs to get done, yes, they may not be there May 5th trying to get it done, May 4th. It may take them another month or two to get their finances in order to feel, set and stable in order to get some big procedures done. But this is the time, and I'm going to give you all kinds of great tips and tricks right now to please do not hide under your rock right now as a dentist and as a dental team. You need to come up with a strategy, come up with a recovery plan, be prepared to pivot with your recovery plan. You can come up with one right now, and I would. Short-term, long-term, what are you doing now that you're closed for your recovery? What are you doing once you're open? What if you're in limited opening? What if you have to use social distancing within your office? How are you gonna do that? Et cetera, et cetera. So my suggestions right now, and you probably heard a lot of my videos, are not to hide under your rock. Stay completely engaged with your patients. Implement virtual consults as much as possible. I see a lot of pushback. I'm getting a ton of pushback when I talk about this. I can't believe it. This is not about selling stuff. Virtual consults is about staying connected with your patients, connecting with new patients, explaining procedures. A lot of times when you're in the office, patients don't really get a chance. They feel like they're in a rush. You're in a rush. You're moving them in, moving them out, and they don't really get the chance to ask questions. So this is the time to implement virtual consults and to go through your list of patients and start with wellness checks and just say, hey, and I've got some great scripting for that if you need it, but hey, Mrs. So-and-so, just checking in to see how you're doing. Yes, our office is closed at the moment, for routine visits, but we're still open for emergencies. I also wanted to go through your treatment plan to see, first of all, if you're having any discomfort, see if you're having any symptoms, see if there's anything that needs to be addressed. Are we okay to wait a few more weeks for your treatment? I want to see if you have any questions about your treatment plan. This is the time for it, and just be there for the patient. Yes, you might chit chat and just get to know them, but remember, when these patients are back and their jobs are more stable and their life is more stable, they're going to remember you and they're going to pop right back out and make that appointment. So, and you'd be surprised, in the wonderful world of ortho, a lot of people in doing this, they are actually starting cases, a lot of patients have the finances and they're ready to put money down and they're ready to get the process rolling. And especially right now, if you can offer some great deals, work with their budget, a lot of people are looking for amazing opportunities to get started on bigger procedures. They're putting money down on those implant cases. They're putting money down on those ortho cases. If you already have scans or impressions or any type of data logged in, you can even get that case rolling right now using virtual communication, using DocuSign to do your paperwork. This is the time to implement these things in a very tasteful way. There's a tasteful way and there's a non-tasteful way to do it. And like I said, well checks with your patients, going through your schedule appointment. Don't just cancel their appointments. Offer an opportunity for them to ask questions, reach out, connect with them. Offer to do a virtual appointment instead. You're not going to bill them for that. You're just going to check things that you have maybe watches on. Hey, can you show me, can you take a couple pictures? And we have a virtual consult software. You can upload your pictures. Right now you can just do Zoom. There's all kinds of very low cost of free platforms. You've got Doxy.me, you've got Rhinogram, you've got GP Ortho Tracking. Invisalign has their own software. They're everywhere. Everyone's coming out of the woodwork with virtual consult platforms. My suggestion is to just pick one and maybe purchase the lowest. Right now, the implementation or the setup is, for a lot of these, is free. You're never going to get that again. So this is the time. I wouldn't just do email, because even though you can do that, what's going to happen is you're going to come out of this in a month and you're not going to be able to do that anymore. And now your patients are going to be trained that they think they can do that. So I would go ahead and use a legit HIPAA compliant way to communicate with your patients, implement it, get any team that's not laid off trained up on it, and have them start doing well patient checks. And if you've already laid off all your whole team, well, now's a better time to hire. You can hire someone back, or you can do it yourself. You and your family can do it for you. So just some great tricks and tips, just keeping you motivated, getting you excited, and things to think about. A lot of people are getting ready for their social distancing within their office. They're creating a lot of content right now. This is the great time for you to create content about your team members, to start new social media channels that you haven't already. For me, I started TikTok. No, I don't really enjoy dancing. I stink at it, and that's really not what I'm doing. But it's an interactive platform that's geared towards the under 30 age range. My daughter taught me how to use it. It's easy and it's quite entertaining, and there's a lot of dentists on it. So for me, I'm already entertained getting to know different dentists, really open-minded dentists. In terms of patients, if you are looking to decrease your age demographic and get some younger patients out there, that's the way to do it. You know, create some fun videos, introduce your team. You can hand this off to your team to do it. It's free. You don't have to advertise on it. Just create your profile and get rolling on it. So this is the time. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, start creating some content videos. You can even just talk about, show the sterilization in your office, show how you sterilize, show how you turn over chairs, make your patients trust you again. You know, this is how we do it. This is how we clean in between chairs. This is our sterilization. When you get back rolling again, you're gonna want to consider not using your waiting room for a little while. As a matter of fact, I think I would consider not using my waiting room. Waiting rooms might be a thing of the past. Virtual waiting rooms is where it's at, especially if you've got good parking. I mean, it's a little different if you don't have parking and people are commuting, taking the subway or something, or the bus. But in a place that has actual parking, you know, out front, street top parking, this is the time to start setting up virtual waiting rooms, messaging patients when it's their turn to come in. Get ready for that, as well as distancing, maybe changing the way your schedule is, so not everyone's taking a lunch all at one time, staggering lunches, staggering seating. You might have a little bit longer days. You might be going into the evenings or the weekends a little bit more, but right now, just be glad you've got the work, spacing people out, so that everyone's always 6 feet from one another. Your team's going to be fully PPE'd up, so you're going to be safe, as well as just screening patients for health issues, maybe not taking those patients that are a little bit sick, checking temperatures, getting a temporal scanner, and just really making sure who's coming in is healthy and ready to go. You may also want to limit procedures with aerosols for a period of time. I don't know that I'd go right back into that Cavitron. It's not a very productive procedure. It can wait a few weeks to a month, or if you're not sure, but there's a lot of procedures you can do that don't create a lot of aerosols, or you can use 400 dentistry to try to decrease the aerosols in your practice. So like I said, all kind of things that you can do. I can't think of a better time to get a scanner because it's just not messy. No aerosol at all. So much data can be captured with just a scanner. So much data can be captured with just photos, intraoral photos, extraoral photos. Like I said, so many things that you can do right now. So like I said, not every state's like this, but mine is. We're starting to we're plateauing, and we're gonna be in the recovery phase, I think, by next week. I'm excited about this. Let's get rolling. Other countries are as well. Start getting your staff back in, coming up with your short-term, long-term plan. Don't wait for people to tell you how to do it. Just do it. You know, come up with a plan. Talk to your team. Have your team be a part of that recovery plan. How do you want to do things? How do you vision this? What is the safest and healthiest way for us to do this for our patients? And reaching out to your patients and letting them know when it's time to reopen. that you're scheduling and you're reopening, and you're gonna have flexible hours and flexible payments. And this is the time to get rolling, and you know, they can get their treatment done that they've been procrastinating because you're open and you have all this time to see them and you have time to answer their questions. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully I'm getting you excited. I'm getting you out of those 5 stages of grief. Please stay healthy. Please take, you know, one step at a time. If you have any questions, we are super glad to go into your website, to talk to you on the phone, to look at what you're doing, to give suggestions. We look at your marketing, we look at your social media, we talk to you about your demographics, we talk to you about your clinical procedures. Of course, our specialty is ortho, getting people launched and scaled in ortho and lowering lab fees, optimizing ortho, but we know way more than that. So we are super glad to help you. It's part of what we're offering to our dental community out there. We want to help you get through this. We appreciate it. We appreciate any referrals you can give us. We're here for you. Give us a buzz. Don't forget to send your questions to StraightSmileSolutions.com.